voice. Today marks another fresh edition of the program, the Motivational Platform, that comes away on Sambian's VIP magazine, VIP TV, in the Republic of the Gambia. And I remain Thony Mikel, tasked with the responsibility of inspiring and motivating the current generation of young Africans in the actualization of their respective dreams and preaching the message of peace and national unity, as well as revitalizing the Africanization policy that speaks about good governance, social justice in the Gambia. Greetings, Miss Samantha Sibanda.
That's a very good evening to you. How are you?
I am very okay. We are honored and privileged to have you been featured on Sambian's VIP magazine and TV here in the Gambia.
It's an honor to be here too. Thank you for inviting me.
That's beautiful. Quickly, you hail from Zimbabwe, a country with very huge, should I say, beautiful history. How is your country right now, even though you are not staying there, but I think you follow events in your native land? How is it going back there in Zimbabwe?
Well, they're still trying to fix it up. I think, I wouldn't know like what is going on at home. But what I can say is, I know they're really working hard to try and put everything back in order. Zimbabwe has suffered a lot. And we really have read from the news, have watched from TV, and had people speak. But I mean, home is always home, and I do believe that everything will be okay someday.
And that's a very brilliant one. You pick up a piece from her. She says, home is always home, and everything is going to be okay. That's the voice of Miss Samantha Sibanda of Zimbabwe, but currently residing in China. Now, back to you. Currently, we have a global saga which has to do with the coronavirus that is affecting almost all of the nations of the world. How are you coping in that part of the world with such an overwhelming challenge right now?
Well, I would say when it really started in January, there was like a panic for us here, but right now I think we are a bit calm.
Okay.
And I think we're okay. But as you're watching what is going on across the world, I think that's how it was when it started here.
Okay.
And I would say that when coronavirus started in China, because it was in Wuhan, we just thought that, it was just going to be something that is in that city and it would not go anywhere.
Okay.
I'm based in Beijing, and Beijing is more like 1,000 kilometers from Wuhan. So when we first heard about it, we really never thought I'll say this, we never took it serious.
Okay.
And it was during holiday time here. We were having Chinese New Year, so we were not watching news and stuff. It was time to rest. And before we knew it, it was more like boom. This thing is serious.
Yeah.
And I think all the people who made us really, really kind of conscious about it were people outside. When people start calling you and asking you, oh, are you okay? And we're getting all those messages from outside. I'm like, what? And then that's when you start wanting to find out oh, there's something like this going on. I mean, China is a huge country. So, yeah, but I'll say that they've really done well in terms of trying to control it. I'm in Beijing, and we're okay.
Okay.
So they've really done a great job, actually.
Yeah. When you say they've really done a great, they've done greatly well in curtailing the disease right now. What are the visible precautionary tactics that the Chinese government have put in place, including the inhabitants themselves, including non-Chinese, have put in place to ensure that they can possibly prevent this virus or curtail it? What are the measures put in place?
One thing that I actually applaud them for doing, in as much as it didn't go down well with some of us, but when they banned traveling, I think that was the most a perfect thing that they did. China has a lot of people.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'll tell you about Chinese here, maybe, I guess they do listen to their government, because right now I watch the news and I know coronavirus in so many countries, but then they're talking, coronavirus, but they keep stuff open and people are still meeting, people are, So with what China did, I guess with the population of people that they had, if they had failed to control this was going to be so bad. Because they've got a lot of people, but I think the fact that they managed to kind of, tell people not to travel and people listened, that was like something that I'll tell you that up until now I'm like, wow, because I'm seeing what is going on. People are like panicking and buying, and all these things didn't happen here. What I'm seeing, what is happening outside. When they say that, in as much as, of course, some of us as foreigners were kind of scared, like, oh my God, what does this mean? But like you then realize, like, oh my God, okay, they're trying to protect me instead. So I think they've managed to do that, and their people listened. There was no movement. Everything got shut down, and after a few days, they put places in every gate where people live. They put people to check temperatures, people sanitize them. I remember they sent masks to people. They opened some places online where people can buy food online. Everything was, I think because maybe China is a huge economy, everything, they did it so quick that everything became online and it was accessible because there's internet, there's everything. So in as much as, of course, there was panic in maybe the first week, I personally was scared the first week. But right now it's like it's been 7 weeks going to 8 weeks of us on lockdown. And we were okay.
From your voice, using knowledge by deduction means that there have been a tremendous progress in China. So if you were given an opportunity right now to speak to all of Africa, all of the leaders of the continent, including the downtrodden masses, what would you say to them regarding this global saga right now?
Like I said, the problem I don't think is our leaders. The problem is us. People. Yeah. I don't think the problem is with the leaders. The problem is with us, because from watching, I've noticed people don't listen, and they've kind of stereotyped this thing. That's where the problem is. They've stereotyped coronavirus to more like a Chinese thing, or even wearing a mask. Some people are like not even taking it lightly, or like, oh, I don't have to do this. Some of them are still wanting to go out there, and some of them are buying stuff, and it's like, it's just about the people. So I guess a great leader will try and maybe have people calm and, tell them it's going to be okay. Because I'll tell you that I was here in China. I personally, like I'm telling you, personally, I was scared the first week when I was told you cannot go out. You understand?
Yeah.
When that was said to me, it was more like, what the hell? What are these people trying to say? And because, like I told you, it was holiday time here. And, when it's holiday, this is time where you're saying, I don't want to be watching news. I just want to
be chilling and having a great moment, right?
Exactly, exactly. So imagine when you're in that mode of like you're chilling, and then the next minute is like you want to try and get out of your gate, and you're told, hey, you can't go anywhere. It's like you're trying to understand like what has happened, what is going on. So there was a lot of panic, especially for me personally. I'll say this. There was a lot of panic for me and stuff, because I remember there was a time that they also came to my house and they took my passport. And it was like, why are they taking my
to ensure that you don't travel? Samantha, are you there?
Yeah.
Yes, we were speaking about precautionary tactics Africans and African leaders can put in place to be able to curtail the virus, as it is currently the highest global saga right now. What's a piece of advice for Africans and African leaders?
Yeah, I was saying, besides really giving advice, the question is Africa prepared to actually tackle this virus? Are we prepared enough? Because in as much as we can wash our hands, and as much as we can do all the things that we're supposed to do we have equipment? Do we have everything that is needed, the testing kits and things like that? And the other thing is, like our borders. I mean, are they closed? Yeah, because one thing that I've noticed from this, it seems like most people who have got it, they've kind of traveled.
Yes.
People are traveling.
Yes.
So what exactly are we doing? Because in as much as maybe we want to control this, we have to think about that. Like, are we closing our borders, and what does it mean for us as Africa? Because some of the things we import and we do export, so it's a bit really, it's something that is really hard, that would really take that kind of a leader who will be like, okay, you know what, this is what we're going to do. But people also need to understand, because the first thing that comes to people is, okay, so if I'm on lockdown, will I get paid? Where am I going to get this? Well, so such things as well. So, and I know I've noticed what Canada has done, which is something that is so remarkable, that, they've told their people, don't worry, you won't have to pay bills or rent or anything. And I think that way, when people know that there's something like that won't happen, they can stay at home. Because imagine someone who's working, they've got a family, and they're thinking, I have to be at home maybe for a month. Who's going to help me out? So that is something that is making maybe some people not listen and still want to go to work and still want to go outside and do some stuff. So we really have to think, like, what measures are we going to take, especially to make our people understand. Because I've noticed, I'll give my country for an example. I'll give my own country as an example. I mean, we just had our minister tell people she told people that coronavirus is God punishing the West. Do you understand? The time that you're supposed to be telling your people to prepare, the time that people are supposed to be told this is what we're going to do, they're busy saying, oh, God is punishing the West because they gave us sanctions and stuff like that. Now, if people don't understand, like I'm saying, that most people in Africa, you would know, most people in Africa, they don't have access to getting all this information that we have.
Yeah.
So the ordinary African person might not even watch the news, might not even have internet to see what we're seeing online. So if a minister comes and says, oh, there's something called coronavirus, but don't worry, it's God punishing the West.
He's going to believe that.
That means people... Exactly.
Yeah.
People will just go like, oh, okay, there's something like that is for the West.
Yeah.
No one is preparing. So this is something that, we also have to think that not all our communities have access to this information of what this thing can really do. So what are we doing to educate our masses? That's point number one.
Okay.
Before we even think about how we're going to close it up, but what have we done to actually educate our masses to know that, okay, if you see something like this happening, this means this, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if other countries are doing that, but not all the countries that I'm seeing are doing anything, actually.
That's the voice of Samantha Sibanda right now. She's live on Sambian's VIP magazine, VIP.
Yeah, so to be honest, I don't know, but I'm just praying and hoping that maybe Africa can actually come together right now and share resources if they do have resources and actually share. And I know there's been something that has been going around that all Africans cannot get coronavirus and things like that, you know, things that people are saying. They shouldn't listen to things like that, eh? I mean, I think this virus has shown that it doesn't choose whether you're rich or poor, whether you're a celebrity or you're famous or not. It seems that even those rich people, they're getting it. So let's try and prepare ourselves in as much as we might not have access to the best medical care, but let's try and just maintain hygiene, you know, and try and look after ourselves and have our houses clean. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's the voice of Samantha Sibanda from Zimbabwe, but residing in China. She speaks to us right away from Beijing. Quickly, we've spoken a lot about this coronavirus. I'll turn quickly to Appreciate African Network. That you serve as a founder and chief executive officer. Tell us about this foundation. What is it all about, and what are its significance to the people of this continent, Africa, even as you run that from all the way in China?
Yeah, actually, Appreciate African Network is an organization that was birthed or that was founded out of pain. I'll put it that way. When I started Appreciate African Network, I was hurting, I was in pain, and I was trying to find a solution of what I can do to try and, you know, remove the stereotypes that people had of Africa. I was in China 2012, and I was doing my master's, I was doing an MBA.
Okay.
And it was an MBA program that I decided to start Appreciate African Network. Basically because of what's happening and stuff, I realized that people didn't know anything about Africa or what they thought Africa was like. Africa is just a jungle. Africa is full of Africa is poor. Africa is confused. That's what people thought about Africa. And every time they saw me, I was the only black and African student in my class. And everyone would speak ill about Africa. So starting this for me was like, I said to myself, what can I do to try and educate the world about the other side of Africa that they don't know or they've never seen? Because the Africa that they had was that Africa of children with flowers. You know, the ones that people use on their organizations to look for money. So that was the Africa that they thought. So Appreciate African Network is an organization which is there to promote Africa.
That's beautiful. Now, if you say that you were very hurt and burned because of the wrong narrative that was perceived by the rest of the world about Africa, now, with your foundation that you started in 2012, so to speak, to what extent have you been able to change the mindset of those outside the shores of this continent, that Africa actually has a beautiful part outside what you have perceived it to be? To what extent have you been able to work harder to change in such narrative in the minds of Chinese and other nationalities?
Do events. We do events that are basically to try and educate people. For example, I'll give you one of the things that we do. We've got what is called Discover Africa Academy, and this is an educational program that actually and teach children about Africa as an after-school activity. And we also have an event that we do that is called Africa Night Speech Contest. And this event actually was, I started it to try and encourage the African youth, because we've got African youth who come and get educated here in China. So I try to find like a platform whereby they come together. We make an event, a speech contest. So we give each student 5 minutes to try and market their country. So the purpose is actually to educate people about where they come from. So the first event with 33 African countries, and we had this huge event where people came in, non-Africans, and we had those African students. They were each given 5 minutes to tell about their countries, their PPTs and stuff. They also had displays where they could display what people can see. I also have what is called Pride of Africa Awards. This is basically an award ceremony that we give to actually award Africans in Asia who are actually doing a lot. So because, like I was saying, that they think people of Africa, we are poor, we are not educated,
we're hungry,
we feel like we're not deserving, such that if you get a job here sometimes, as an African, your salary is less than white people. So the award ceremony was for me to try and showcase what Africans are actually doing, because there was also that kind of narrative of like, oh, Africans who come to China, maybe they're prostitute or they're drug dealers. There was nothing else that people would say about Africans. So this Pride of Africa Awards was for me to try and showcase that, you know what, we've got Africans who are doctors, we've got Africans who are innovators, we've got Africans that are actually doing business here in China. And then the other thing that we actually do is we've got like, but this one I actually do it in Zimbabwe. Appreciate African Network, the Educational Trust. So I actually do cultural exchanges from China to Zimbabwe.
That's not many
so
women.
All the programs that we do actually is we actually try and promote Africa. And one significant thing that our organization did was, I don't know if maybe you saw that, but in 2016 there was an exhibition here in China, a Wuhan Provincial Museum. Had an exhibition showcasing Africans like animals. So they had pictures. So what we did as our organization, we managed to do a petition and we managed to get that exhibition stopped and had the people from the museum issue an apology to the African people. So that's something that we've done. And we've tried to speak on the rights of Africans. Like I was saying that, sometimes they're paid less just because they're Africans. They don't look at their qualifications, but they kind of judge them, from where they come from. So just
Samantha? Yes, you're live, Samantha.
Yeah, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, so basically that's that. We've got programs and events, all of that, trying to promote Africa in a positive way.
That's very beautiful from you, Samantha. You must be commended for such brilliant effort. Not every woman is involved with such beautiful initiative, especially outside their homeland. How supportive is this initiative, or who do you have that is giving you a backing hand to ensure that this mission and vision is actualized?
That's a very difficult one, and I'll tell you that sometimes passion works so much. When you're passionate about something, I'll tell you that I don't have sponsors. I don't have people who sponsor me. I actually use my own money for this. And this is something that has been Africa, in a place where people don't believe in Africa. Nobody wants to invest in that. So it took me stuff of like, okay, even if it's like this, I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to do this because I feel we as Africans are the ones responsible to change our narrative. No one is going to do it for us. And if it means sacrificing, I will do just that. And I'll tell you that my organization is self-funded. We don't have like sponsors or donors and stuff. But as far as endorsements and things like that, I've been endorsed by the UN.
Okay.
I've been endorsed by, the African ambassadors in China.
Okay.
And stuff. I've actually got so many awards. But when it comes to getting financial backing, also the place that I'm in, there's a law whereby, the non-profit organizations, you can't get funding in China, So that's the other thing, but that has not stopped us to try and promote Africa in a positive way.
That's quite a very amazing, should I say, tremendous effort you've done in that part of the world to be able to sell your continent in a very beautiful way in that part of the world. You must be very much commended. Now, quickly, there are very few women that have your kind of mindset. The wrong assumption is that any man that marries a particular lady, he virtually inherits her responsibilities. But you are thinking outside of the box, and then taking the matter of responsibility to not only concentrate on your private life, but to be able to venture into different things and then showcase the talents of young Africans and sell the content in a far more beautiful way. What message do you have for women who have such lazy, or should I say, elementary mindset that it is the man's responsibility to change in my life's narrative?
Well, I think I would say it's the way that we were brought up, man. I mean, I was like that. When I was growing up, it was this thing of like, growing up in a patriarchal society, which tells us that you just have to get married, and that's it. Marriage was more like an achievement for an African woman. Like, you finish school, you're gonna get married, and that's it.
Yeah.
You get married and forget about everything. And I'll say that one point in my life, I was also like that. That okay, fine, I've got the guy, that's all that mattered. It was only when I left home, that I started to think like, what, I can do this. When you start to believe in yourself, sometimes we just need, when we believe in ourselves, it doesn't mean that we are saying men are not worthy or stuff. Because I think women, we are powerful, but because of how we were brought up, like, you know what, you have to stay home and that's it, you can't do anything. I think that mentality has to really change. And I'll tell you this, I never knew that I was this powerful. I never knew that one day I would stand in front of male ministers and tell them a piece of my mind, because I grew up thinking that, I just had to have a man next to me, or for me to succeed, a man has to do that. But that's not it. I just want to tell women that, when you feel that you are capable of doing something, just try and follow your dreams. Not meaning that you should divorce or something, or not listen to your husband, no, but trying to showcase what you can do. Because I feel when women get married, some of them relax. They kind of relax and forget actually that they don't try to improve themselves. They forget about reading. To them, family is just everything. But I'll tell you that there are women who are married, women who are changing the world at the same time, who are mothers or sisters, who are, CEOs, but they're doing all that. And that's the beauty of being a woman. I've never seen someone who can take so many positions. A woman can take so many positions and be able to do them well. I think to my sisters out there, I know that we're capable and we can do it. We can be loving wives, submissive wives, at the same time be CEOs, at the same time, do a lot of things. It's something that we have in us.
Okay.
So just want to encourage people, just do it. Whatever you feel like you want to do, just go for it.
That's beautiful. That's the voice of all, Samantha Sibanda from Zimbabwe, who resides in China. To those supporting us from all the way Rwanda, that is Lida Merembe will say to you, Abagwanda Napakunda Moise, that is thanks for supporting us. To those all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, like Palm Chida, we say Asante Kwamasada, when you quit to Sisi. To those in the eastern Nigeria that comprises Imo State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, we say to you one name Dalo Mechuku Abiyama, Amama Amasi Amasi, Oshimiri Atata, Ekue Mechuku Kike. Strengthen each of you, of course, to the men this in Freetown, Syria, and we say, Kauyena, Kaigoma, too, of course, the Manting of the Abayani, Sokonoko, Logo Benyani, too. The full as we say, Hide Jamasuda, Nalaga, Jamton, we say, Me Edima, Moja. Love you so dearly much, all of our supporters. Just quickly, before we take leave of you, what do you have to say to African girls right now? Open
To African girls,
questions, yeah.
Just general African girls.
Just general African girls. You see, a lot of our sisters, they're trying, they have visions, they have mission about life, but they lack the financial muscle to be able to actualize their respective dreams. Most times, they fall prey to the advances of men, which sometimes results into teenage pregnancy, contracting diseases, and what have you. But they have some hidden talent inside of them, but they don't know the best way forward. The next thing to do is find themselves being lured into the hands and should I say the arms of some wrong guys. What can they do to be independent so that they can be able to steer the affairs of their own lives?
That's a very hard one, man, because you know what? Africa is a huge continent, and being a huge continent, people have different cultures, beliefs, and stuff. And I've noticed that what makes us as Africans not improve, basically, if you try it, we are so respectful. You understand? We're so respectful to our culture to an extent that we don't think. So someone can actually say, oh, because I was taught that, you know what, when I grow up, I just have to get married. And because that's what we have in our heads, we will run around looking for every Tom, Dick, and Harry, all because we want to get married. So for them going through those guys, it's not like they're loose or anything, but it's because of that goal of like, I'm going to find someone to marry me. So, and this doesn't come from an individual, it comes from what we were told when we're growing up. And because to us that is an achievement, that's what we look for. Parents who grow up telling you that, oh, you have to bring a rich man to my house. That is instilled in you. That's what parents will be telling you.
Not to cut you off. Not to cut you off. Are you saying that there is a need for renewal of minds for our young girls?
Yeah, it starts with our culture. Mikel, it starts with our culture, because even if we renew their minds, if mom and dad are saying something, because we were told to honor our parents, whatever they say, we'll try and listen. So the mindsets have to maybe go back to the generation of our parents.
That's beautiful.
Parents, yes, that's what, because there's this thing of like, I have to honor my mom. If you ask an African whatever, who will tell you that my father told me this. This is where we are suffering. And some of these parents, they will tell you have to be this, or if you don't, I live in Park. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Africans, some people in China who never gone back for 10 years. And I remember I was talking to some of them, but why aren't you going home? He says, oh, I can't go home without money.
Wow.
In fact,
Yeah.
they will try to stay abroad with nothing because they can't go back home. So it's because the parents cannot come back and embarrass me that you are in the diaspora, you have nothing. These are things that if parents can say, you know what, my son, whether or not you have a job, but when you can come home, just come home without. People will try and come back, you understand? But what happened? I'm going to put blame, but this is what I'm seeing everywhere I'm going. What is happening to people is because of what we're taught. And because they want to listen to the parents, to honor the parents of the relatives, they are now going astray to try and achieve those goals.
Okay.
Even those who are being criminals, some of them don't want to be criminals. It's because of the pressure.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So,
This is the motivational platform. Yes, continue.
First, what I can really say is the mindset of when change our parents. I think in Africa, it's something that we don't have. You know, the parenting classes and things like that.
Samantha, just a second, Samantha. The line has gone so bad. Are you there? Yes. We were talking about your concluding words for African girls.
Yeah, because I was just saying that, really honestly, and girls want to believe themselves
Okay.
and also to try sciences and stuff. I know sometimes the situation might not be looking good and you feel like there's nothing that you can do. But you know what? Sometimes dreams do come true. That's something that I can say. Just hold on to your dream.
Okay.
Don't try and cut, do shortcuts. Don't try and do that. When your time comes, it will come. And also, just to also say this to parents, you are the ones who put pressure on our girl children, giving them these expectations that maybe they should marry a rich man, and they should do all these things, such that they are trying so hard to live up to expectations, and that way they stop thinking about themselves, but they think about trying to please the parents. So I also want to say to parents, let's just think for a little bit about, how we are bringing up our children. I know our culture is a culture that is rich, a culture that, we actually respect so much as Africans. I think we are one of the people in the world, Africans, who respect culture so much that, whatever that we are taught, that's what we live on. So I would want to say to parents, let's teach our children to be hardworking and not to try and get things the easier way. Things might be hard. You saw I'm doing the show called Elevate. This is the reason why I'm doing it, to try and show people that it's not that we, successful, you have to be born in a successful family. There are people who are successful but who've come through hell, who've come through backgrounds that are so humble. So I just want to say to girls, just hold on to your dreams. Your time will come. Just continue to try and educate yourself, learn different skills. You never know where they can be helpful for you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so very much. That's the voice of Samantha Sibanda of Zimbabwe, who currently resides in China. She has been in conversation with us on the motivational platform here on Sambian's VIP magazine, VIP TV in the Republic of the Gambia. I remain Thony Mikel Howard, tasked with the responsibility of inspiring and motivating the current generation of young Africans in the actualization of their respective dreams and preaching the message of peace and national unity, as well as revitalizing the Africanization policy that speaks about good governance, social justice, democracy, human rights, and most importantly, the African unity. It's a nice experience being with you today on the motivational platform, Samantha. Thank you so very much. Okay, bye-bye. If you like, follow us.